Hi, this is my reflection for interview two. So for my interview, we were supposed to meet with a child or minor or a couple. So I was actually set up to meet with a girl who is 12 years old and her legal guardian. However, that actually fell through really last minute. Today I met with Faith, who's a first year here at BPATH, and she's 17 years old. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to connect with her parents in that short of notice, so it was just me and her for the interview. But I did acknowledge in the interview that normally I would also be speaking with her parents. So that's just my little disclaimer, I guess. So for my first question, what are your strengths as an interviewer and what are your weaknesses? I think that I have a very good sort of demeanor for interviewing and counseling. I think I come across as like an active listener, as empathetic, as kind, and I think that that helps a client want to be able to open up to me and feel comfortable, which is really great. I also felt um, like I was able to make connections a couple times with things she was saying, specifically with traits that she felt that she had, and then I was able to sort of help her back that up by things that she told me earlier in the session, which I was excited that I was able to do that. What are my weaknesses as an interviewer? I think that I can sort of talk too fast, like talk a little faster than I think, and so then my questions might not be super clear. So I think that I should make sure I like plan that out really well, know exactly what I'm gonna say, know what wording to say, so that my questions are clear, they're not too jumbled, and I'm not like pausing awkwardly, things like that. What was your biggest challenge completing this assignment? Well, finding a child was hard. First, I thought maybe I would use one of my siblings, but then I wasn't able to go home. I live like 3 hours away, so it's not the easiest to just like get home. I have to have a good amount of time to be able to do that. And so then I was going to interview a younger sibling of one of my friends, and she has legal guardianship over that sibling. So we were going to be able to do that together, but it just fell through really last minute, like the day of. We weren't able to meet up. I think she got called into work or something. So I was a little panicked. Didn't really know how I was going to find somebody so short notice. I don't really know any couples, so I know Faith from the play. We're both in the Crucible together, and I remembered her saying that she was still 17, and so I asked her if she would be willing to do this, and it was really awesome that she said yes. She kind of saved me. So that was definitely my biggest challenge was sort of figuring out who I was going to interview, and then I did sort of have to adjust a little bit because I'm not going to talk to a 17-year-old the same way I'm going to talk to a 12-year-old. So I did sort of adjust some of the questions that I had written out for myself so that I was talking to her at her level. So I knew she was going to be more mature, have more answers to my questions, and probably not need as much parent backup in her question answering because she was pretty knowledgeable on herself. If you could ask your interviewee one more question, what would it be? It's a tough one. I think I might go more in depth with her family. I think it seemed like she wanted to talk about her family more. She brought them up a couple times and talked about like how they have family dinners together and stuff. I think I probably should have asked more about um, like what her history with her family's been like, if she always felt this supported growing up, that kind of stuff. Because I do think that it seemed like something she wanted to talk more about. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate the success of your interview? So I guess if I was looking at this in terms of success, like I made my client feel comfortable, I think she would want to come back. And I feel like I did my best to sort of use all those skills. I think I'd probably give myself probably like a 6 or 7. I think I definitely could have been more prepared and a little less rushed. But overall, I think I was able to help her feel comfortable, and I think that she would probably come back. What will you do differently for interview 3? Like I said a couple times, I'm probably going to prepare a lot more, really write down all of the questions that I want to ask, um, so that I'm not struggling to come up with wording. I think that that's hard, especially like if you're feeling nervous or awkward. Um, and any additional thoughts you may have regarding the interview and or this assignment? I definitely thought it was interesting to interview somebody younger. Unfortunately, like Faith isn't all that much younger than I am, but it was great to talk to her about her experience as a first year in college and sort of what she's going through both positively and negatively in that experience. So that was really awesome. Yeah, but thank you for listening.